In a quiet village surrounded by lush forests, there lived a curious little fox named Felix. Felix had the shiniest red fur and the brightest amber eyes. He was always eager to explore and discover new things. One sunny morning, while digging near an old oak tree, Felix unearthed a sparkling blue stone. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Felix decided to take it to his wise friend, Elder Owl, who lived in the tallest tree by the river. Elder Owl had lived for many years and knew many ancient tales. Felix rushed to Elder Owl's tree, holding the stone tightly in his paws. Elder Owl examined the stone with great curiosity. "Ah, this is the magical moonstone," he said. "It is said to have the power to grant one wish every full moon." Felix's eyes widened with excitement. He began to dream of all the wonderful wishes he could make. When the night of the full moon arrived, Felix took the stone to the top of the hill where the moon shone the brightest. He closed his eyes tightly and wished with all his heart for the forest to be filled with flowers of all colors. As soon as he opened his eyes, the forest began to transform. Blossoms of every hue burst forth from the ground, and the air was filled with their sweet fragrance. The villagers awoke to a wondrous sight the next morning. The forest was now a paradise of vibrant flowers, and all the animals rejoiced. Felix's kind wish had brought happiness to everyone. From that day on, every full moon, Felix would make a new wish with the magical moonstone, always for the good of the forest and its inhabitants. And so, Felix the fox became the guardian of the magical moonstone. Known for his selflessness and the beauty he brought to their little corner of the world. And whenever the night was clear and the moon full, you could see Felix on the hilltop, with his eyes closed in hope, dreaming of making the world a better place, one wish at a time.
In a magical land far, far away, there was a wonderful place called Numberland. Numberland was a kingdom where everything revolved around numbers. The trees had numbers on their leaves, the rivers flowed in the shape of numeral signs, and even the sun and the moon changed their shapes to display time. The kingdom was ruled by the wise and kind Queen Tania, who had 10 sparkling jewels on her crown. Queen Tania loved teaching the children of Numberland all about numbers and simple math. One bright morning, 4 friends, Lily the lion, Moby the monkey, Ellie the elephant, and Daisy the duck, decided to go on an adventure to explore Numberland and learn more about numbers. Queen Tania had prepared a special quest for them. They had to solve number puzzles to reach the Golden Castle. The first stop on their adventure was the Forest of Addition. As they walked through the forest, they saw trees with numbered apples. To continue their journey, they needed to pick the right apples to add up to a specific number. Lily the lion counted, 2 apples plus 3 apples make 5 apples. They were correct. They felt super proud and continued their journey. Next, the friends arrived at the river of subtraction. They needed to cross the river by subtracting stones to find the right number of steps on the stone bridge. "We have 10 stones and need to subtract 4 to get 6 steps," said Moby the monkey, hopping from stone to stone. With happy cheers, the friends made it across the river. After a while, they entered the meadow of multiplication. Beautiful flowers with numbers on their petals were everywhere. Ellie the elephant used her trunk to point out, "If we have 4 flowers and each flower has 3 petals, how many petals are there in total?" Daisy the duck quacked joyfully, 12 petals. They laughed and danced through the meadow, delighted with their newfound knowledge. Finally, they reached the hill of division. On this hill, they found baskets of berries that needed to be shared equally. "We have 12 berries and 4 baskets." "How many berries go in each basket?" asked Ellie. The friends counted carefully, placing 3 berries in each basket. Triumphant, they made their way to the Golden Castle where Queen Tania awaited them. "You have done well, my brave adventurers. You have learned so much on your journey about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division," Queen Tania praised. She awarded each friend a shining medal in the shape of a star, symbolizing their bright minds. The friends returned home, their hearts full of joy and their heads filled with numbers.
Once upon a time in a cheerful town, there was a boy named Timmy and a girl named Lily. Timmy loved to play soccer and climb trees, while Lily enjoyed painting and dancing. One sunny day, their teacher Mrs. Adams decided to talk about an important topic in class. She greeted everyone with a smile and said, "Today we're going to learn about boys and girls and how they are different in some ways but also very much alike. Let's start with boys. Boys like Timmy have certain body parts like the penis and testicles that are different from girls. These parts help boys with things like going to the bathroom and, when they grow up, playing a role in making babies." Timmy's face turned a bit red, but Mrs. Adams continued gently. "Now let's talk about girls. Girls like Lily have body parts called the vagina and ovaries. These parts help girls with going to the bathroom and, when they grow up, in making babies too." Lily listened carefully, feeling a bit curious. Mrs. Adams then said, "Boys and girls also have other body differences. For example, boys usually have more muscles and grow facial hair when they get older, while girls usually have wider hips and develop breasts. But despite these differences, boys and girls are very similar in many other ways. They can both be strong, smart, kind, and creative." Timmy and Lily looked at each other and smiled. They realized that even though their bodies have some differences, they can still be great friends who enjoy playing and learning together. That day, Mrs. Adams taught Timmy, Lily, and all their friends an important lesson. Once upon a time in the cheerful town of Sunnyside, lived a little girl named Emma. Emma loved to play with her friends in the park, but she had a special talent. She knew just the right words to make people smile. One sunny morning, Emma noticed her neighbor, Mr. Thompson, sitting alone on his porch looking quite sad. Emma skipped over and said, "Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Your garden looks beautiful today." Mr. Thompson's eyes lit up, and he smiled warmly at Emma. "Thank you, Emma. You've made my day," he said. Emma felt a warm glow in her heart and continued her day. Later that afternoon, Emma saw her friend Lily sitting by the swing, looking a bit down. "Hey Lily, you have the brightest smile in the whole park," Emma exclaimed. Lily's face brightened, and she gave Emma a big hug. "Thanks, Emma. You're the best friend ever," Lily giggled. And so Emma's day continued. She scattered kind words like sunshine everywhere she went. "You did a great job painting that picture," she told her classmate Jack in art class. "That was an amazing jump," she cheered to her friend Tim at the playground. Each kind word seemed to carry a magic of its own, lifting hearts and spreading happiness. By the evening, Emma's acts of kindness had made their way around Sunnyside. People were smiling, talking to each other, and sharing more kind words. Even the grumpy old cat, Whiskers, seemed to purr more that day. When Emma got home, her mom gave her a hug and said, "Emma, you have a special gift. You've made Sunnyside shine a little brighter today." Emma beamed with pride. She realized that words, no matter how small, have the power to make a big difference. From that day on, Emma made it her mission to share kind words wherever she went, making the world a happier place one compliment at a time. And Sunnyside was never the same, filled with laughter and kindness all around. The end.